Okay, well, I'm live now.
I thought I'd be able to see it like right through here. Oh, but he goes, "Can you take pictures for the yearbook?" I'm not tall enough to take pictures of two faces. That's been good for the school this weekend. He did the sound for the musical.
Tiff's watching. Say hi to Tiff.
Tiff's watching?
Tiff's watching.
Hi, Tiff.
There's already 6 people watching.
If you could please stand as we perform the national anthem. The flag is just to the left of the band shell here. Feel free to sing along. welcome, and thank you so much for being here. Our first live in-person performance since December of 2019. So thank you for being here. Throughout this pandemic, Vermont has been a pretty good place to be. I think that normally, you might know that I'm originally from Minnesota, and so being able to live here close to family and in this beautiful state is very special to me. But I think that we've weathered this pandemic fairly well. That being said, there's been strife and heartache and challenges that we all have, and stories that we've all heard about and shared and experienced ourselves. So to help just provide a moment for that, we're going to play These Green Mountains. It's the Vermont state song. Having the state song be known by students, high schoolers, is new to me coming from Minnesota. I couldn't sing to you the Minnesota state song, but I think it speaks to the beauty of the composition, and I thought it would be a fitting way for us just to take a moment of reflection and just express gratitude in a collective way that we are here today, we've made it, and things are looking brighter. So here's These Green Mountains. So there's a few reasons to make this a superheroes concert. One, it's really fun music to play, and so it's a hook for students to give them something that they recognize. That they, students have talked to me about how they're going and watching the movies and comparing our tempos to what the actual tempo is, and so there's an immediate engagement there. Also, back to the narrative of the pandemic, we all know superheroes. We all have had those tales of people going above and beyond in extraordinary circumstances. And so it's to celebrate the superheroes in our lives. And also, if you ask me, I think these students have been superheroes throughout the whole pandemic. So I just was talking to them before the concert. I wouldn't say that this has been the most enjoyable year, but it's most definitely been the most memorable year. And there are a few highlights that I want you to remind you of, or just bring you in the know of. Early this year, the efforts of these students were recognized, by WCAX. They made the front page of the Sunday Upper Valley News, the Randolph Herald. People far and wide know their story and appreciate the effort that they take to keep doing what we're doing, despite the odds. We rehearsed in 30-degree weather and 80-degree weather. And I'm sure you heard complaints at home about it. I know I did. But they were resilient nonetheless. We were limited once we could start playing together inside. I think that happened in February. We had a window of 30 minutes to do everything we wanted and needed to do. And that was with the doors wide open in the gym. So it might have been inside, but it was, again, 40 degrees inside. And the things that these kids did to just weather the storm. We have this thing called fizzling, which is when the students will sizzle their part and then do the fingering at the same time. And they did this before we could even start playing together, just to keep the mechanics of their fingers and the relationship of reading the notes going. So for 10 minutes, every rehearsal, we would do this. Let's do... let's just do F concentration fizzling. Here we go. Just to show you what it is. They said no because they're sick of it. Here we go. Okay, F killers. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, yeah. I mean, how boring is that, right? And we did it for 10 minutes just so that when we could, okay, thank you, yes. Just so that when we got back to playing, we didn't have as much to make up. So they've been so resilient, and I think this is a great way to feature them. So here's our first selection, Superheroes Are Us. So I tallied up how many minutes of rehearsal we have had this year and put it into terms of a regular school year. And right now we're at November 31st. So keep that in mind as we listen and hear these students that this is November band experience. So I just think, again, it's a testament to these guys. Our next selection is Incredibles. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
There's ours in the back.
Each year, high school band programs throughout the country give out the same award. It's the John Philip Sousa Award. And high schools are allowed to give out one of these awards per school. And the students receive the honor, and also it's added to a national database just to highlight, although their programs might be anywhere in the country, there's this one unifying characteristic that band programs acknowledge. And the John Philip Sousa Award is in recognition of outstanding achievement and interest in instrumental music, for singular merit in loyalty and cooperation, and for displaying those high qualities of conduct that school instrumental music requires. And this student has been a member for all 4 years that he was eligible for All-State Music Festival. This year he was chosen as the single highest auditionee in his instrument, making him the very best percussionist in his instrument for this year. He's been a founding member of our drum line, our jazz band, for musical reasons and just for reasons of character. He's always willing to lend a helping hand. He helps others be their best. I'm thrilled to congratulate Ryan Smith in receiving this year's award. So our spring concert is also a way where we get to feature and cherish our seniors. I think a graduating class is always something that we cherish, and we appreciate students who are with the program throughout their high school experience. But all these students and we started high school in this community together at the same time. I started 4 years ago, and so when they were freshmen, I was new. And personally, going through a new band director, it's a hard thing. And the merger happened, so some of them went through it twice. And you get a sense of, oh, this is what music or band is all about, and then some new guy comes in and does things differently and inherently is different. So it resonates with me that we have so many students who have stuck with it. I'm proud to say that they're here. So I just wanted to highlight them and share some of their plans with you. So Wyatt Slater is headed to, next year he's headed to Roger Williams, and he is going to be studying mechanical engineering. Stand up so they can see you, Wyatt. There you go. I aspire to be as laid back as Wyatt Slater. Just the most chill dude. I'm gonna miss, he rizzed me all the time, and I love it, and it pains me a little bit to admit it that I like it. He has this running joke that my wife Libby doesn't exist, but Libby, will you, there, thank you, go. He makes the joke that there's no way someone as uncool as me could have a partner, so take that, Wyatt. So the next senior that I'd like to just talk a little bit about is Jack Simak. Go ahead, stand up, Jack. Jack will be studying at St. Lawrence next year. And Jack, he came back to band after a few years off. 2 years, 3 years off, Jack? Something like that. And he came back, and I just appreciate his resilience. Everybody else had 2+ years of experience that they kept growing and getting better, and he came in willing to make mistakes, willing to put himself out there. He's one of 2 alto saxophones. If Taryn, the other alto, was gone, I'd see him get a little wide-eyed, but then dig right in and not be afraid to be heard and play out. So I really appreciate that. It takes guts, man. The next senior is Carter Stratton. Carter is going to Ohio University next year, and he's going to be studying aviation. And Carter, he's the most... he's the friendliest guy you'll know. He's willing to lend in a hand at any point. He helped, a lot of these guys helped move all the gear from the school today. He also bridges the gap between athletics and the arts, which is something that our school prides itself on. And we have representation that, and I think, all of our seniors, but I think that's something that, students have to navigate, and I'm so appreciative that we have so many people, so many students involved in both. The next is Kendrick Mador. Kendrick is going to Caston State next year to study music education. What I appreciate about Kendrick is that he is always willing to push us, even me, to achieve greater musicianship, to do things with more technical difficulty, and he holds us to a high level. So I appreciate that he's always there, lighting a fire under us. And I promised him to play this one song that he's wanted to do since like 7th grade, and we haven't played it yet this year, so I have one rehearsal left. Yep. All right. The next is Ryan Smith. Ryan Smith, could you wave again? I already shared a little bit about Ryan, but he is going to be going to Middlebury College next year, and he's studying pre-med. Like I said, in addition to his musical pursuits, just his ability to bring out the best in his peers is something that really resonates with me, so I'm going to miss that in Ryan. Next is Grace Dakin. And Grace is going to Bishop's College to study elementary education. And I can't think of somebody who's going to be better suited to inspire young people. Grace is a quiet leader in that she leads by example all the time. And what that means musically is I'll maybe not hear the bass clarinet part, but I'll ask for them to play it. And she's there all the time just quietly rocking it out. And I love just her low-key ability to lead by example. Yeah, sure. And then Chelsea Trask. Yeah. Chelsea is going to Simmons College, and she's going to be studying nursing. I love the sarcasm, the lip, the attitude that she gives me. I love getting her riled up a little bit, so I'm going to miss that. But I love her willingness to be honest and just give me the straight talk. So thank you, Chelsea. Yeah. All right, so we have one more selection. And after we are finished, there's 2 steps that I'm hoping I can get some help on. Because we had the concert here outside, and this wonderful, first of all, it's wonderful to have the bandstand here. And how cool is it that the Ellis family has such a connection to our program that we get to honor Dick Ellis and perform in this space. I think that speaks to the tradition this community has for music and for the arts. And I don't take that for granted. So we are going to, as many trucks as can pull around here, we are going to load all of our gear as quickly as possible. And the small gym doors are open, and we can, if we get a group effort, we can all just get that done and taken care of in 10 minutes or so, which would allow us just enough time. They don't know it yet, but I'm about to give all of the students a coupon for ice cream cone at Arby's. And when I picked up the certificates today, Daisy said that it's National Chocolate Ice Cream Day. So I think we must oblige that. So as soon as we pick everything up, please, at least indulge these guys with some ice cream, and if you partake, I think that would only be in the spirit of the celebration. So, thank you so much. This is our last selection.
Felicity's gonna quit. No, Felicity, she works in the ice cream shop. She works the ice cream window. Ooh. All by herself. Yeah. Poor kid.
Thank you so much for coming. If you can help, that would be fantastic. Have a wonderful evening.